Hi, I'm Bud. Welcome to Kimba's Kingdom, the home of everything Kimba the White Lion. On this channel, I'm hoping to connect with fellow Kimba fans like you, so if there's something you'd like to see more of, or less of, let me know in the comments. I want to make the best videos I can for you guys. Today's video is part of a series exploring the elements it takes to make a great animated series or comic, using the example of Kimba the White Lion, my personal favourite animated series of all time. So you want to make your character cute, huh? Very well, but with great power comes great responsibility. Remember to use your cute character carefully. Cute characters have the power to change the tone of an entire series in an instant. If you show your cute character having fun and enjoying themselves, the audience will instantly feel at ease, even if the premise of the series is, say, the world has been invaded by dragons that could kill us at any time. Similarly, if you have something awful happen to your cute character, even if your show's premise is fun and whimsical, your audience will immediately brace themselves for an emotional roller coaster of a series. Kimba the White Lion is honestly a bit of both. But alright, you're aware of the potential power a cute character could wield, and you still want to go ahead? Here are some tips and tricks for making your character positively adorable, both in terms of design and personality. Let's start with personality. The general rule is that childish traits make a character cuter. If a character is overly trusting, honest even at inappropriate times, has idealistic ideas about the world that haven't been crushed by reality yet, is naturally curious about every new thing, or simply loves to play, they're going to come across as cute. Kimba from Kimba the White Lion is a great example of this. He's definitely overly trusting, falling for Belladonna's story about being his aunt, and walking straight into Claw and Cassius' traps numerous times when they claim they want to show him something or have had a change of heart and want to be friends. He also definitely has idealistic dreams. His vision of a world where all creatures, predator and prey, human and animal, live in peace and treat each other with kindness is the central motivation that drives him. And we see Kimba's curiosity and playfulness multiple times, when he decides to travel with the seal in Soldier of Fortune just to see parts of Africa he hasn't seen before, when he's fascinated by the World's Fair in Paris and stares in wonder at the statues and exhibits, and of course all the times he goes to play with Dot, Dash and Dinky and gets into all kinds of trouble. The only typical childlike trait he doesn't seem to have is honesty to a fault, but he tends to hide things for fear of getting in trouble when it would be much easier to tell someone, which is still a childish trait, so it still adds to the cuteness of his character. Though I should stress that these childish characteristics should be used in moderation. If your character occasionally gets overwhelmed and breaks down crying, your audience is going to feel sorry for them, like they would with a lost toddler at the shopping centre. But if they're screaming and crying every second episode, the audience is going to be just as irritated, ready to quit, and on the verge of insanity as they would be raising an actual toddler. That's not what you want. Give your character childish traits, including childish flaws, but not to the point where they get irritating. Just enough so that the audience finds them cute and wants to protect them. The character of Kimba gets this balance perfectly right. Kimba does get overwhelmed by emotion sometimes, and his playful and overly trusting nature does often get him into trouble, but it doesn't happen so often that we get annoyed by him. It's just enough that we feel for him and want to protect and comfort him, which is exactly what you should be going for. As a writer, it is difficult to tell whether your own characters have crossed this line or not, so I recommend watching shows with cute characters like Kimba the White Lion, Spice and Wolf or Friendship is Magic, and pay attention to how the characters make you feel. Which characters annoy you and which ones do you get attached to? Use that as a guide for your own project. And of course, get feedback. Get other people to look at your storyboards or read your comic and tell you what they think of your characters. Do they find them cute or just annoying? It'll take a bit of trial and error, but you can definitely get there. Given what I just said, this is going to sound a bit odd, but another way to make your character cute is to give them traits a child typically wouldn't have. I know it sounds a bit counterintuitive, but it makes your character cute in the same way an animal is cute when they stand on their hind legs or wear people clothes. If your character is usually childish and innocent, but also obsessed with making money, or a highly trained warrior, or, in Kimba's case, has a strong enough sense of maturity to run a country, then that actually makes them cuter. It contrasts against their more childish characteristics and makes those childlike traits stand out more, which actually makes your character more adorable as a whole. Bonus points if these grown-up traits put your character in frequent danger, like how Kimba's sense of responsibility to the other animals frequently leads him to fight much larger animals and heavily armed humans to protect his citizens, as well as leading him to run into fires on multiple occasions to save animals, and even on one occasion leading him to starve himself for days so another animal could eat. Seeing a character who is otherwise an innocent little kid putting themselves in so much danger trying to be grown up makes us even more determined to protect them, and that makes them even cuter in our eyes. Alright, so that's the personality side of things, but what about design? How do you make your character look cute? Well, the obvious answer you might be expecting is give them a big head, big eyes and round face, and yeah, that is part of it, and definitely applies to Kimba. But there must be more to it than that. I mean, the character with the roundest face, the biggest eyes, and the biggest head relative to their body size in the whole world is the smiley face emoji, and I don't think anyone would list the smiley face emoji in their top 10 cutest character designs of all time. So why is a character like Spyro, Pikachu, or, well, Kimba, cuter than a smiley face, despite having a smaller head and a less round face? The answer is distinctiveness. When you look at the smiley face emoji, your brain just interprets it as a symbol or a geometric shape. For a character to be cute, the viewer must interpret them as a person, a creature, an individual. They don't necessarily need human features. Cat ears, paws, and a tail will do just as well as human features. In fact, they typically work better, because if you make a character too human-like, it might start heading towards the uncanny valley. But the most important thing is you give some shape to your character, so they're more than just a circle. That way, your viewers' brains will subconsciously recognize the character not as a shape, but as, well, a character. And once you've got that down, it'll be easy for the audience to fall in love with your character's big head and sparkly eyes. So to recap, give your character some childish traits, both positive and negative, but make sure they're watered down enough that they don't start annoying your audience rather than endearing them. Sprinkle in one or two traits not typical of a child too, to help contrast with the cuter traits and make them stand out more. And finally, give your character the classic cute visual characteristics, the big round head and eyes, but also make sure to give them a distinctive form as well. Make sure they're not just a circle with a face, so your audience recognize them as a living thing, not a geometric shape. Got all that? Congratulations, you're now ready to make the most adorable character in the universe. But before you get started, one more thing. Please don't make a character for the sole purpose of being cute. Being cute is great, most of my favourite characters are cute, so if you want to make cute characters, go for it. But don't let cuteness be their only defining trait. Make sure there's more to them than that. Toothless is cute, yes, but he's also the last Night Fury, and he's the first dragon to befriend a human. Spyro's cute, yes, I seem to like dragons, but he's also the last hope of the dragon realms. And after he saves the realms a few times, he's also a kid cast in a position of fame without the maturity to handle it. And of course Kimba is more than just cute, he's also the bridge between humans and animals. He's the first spark of hope to ignite a fire of peace and understanding across the world. And he's also born an animal but raised by humans. All these extra things beside being cute help your character feel like an interesting and well-rounded person, not just a token cute character who exists for the sole purpose of selling plushies, but an essential part of your story, a character who means something. So yes, definitely make your characters cute. We need more cuteness in the world, but make sure to make them, well, characters. Give them more meaning and personality as well as simply being adorable. That's all for now, fellow animals. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you won't miss a thing. If there's something Kimba related you'd like to see a video about, leave a comment. I'd love to hear your suggestions. I might look ferocious, but I don't bite, promise.